In this lesson, we will learn about the creation of point groups. That is, we will learn about point groups in general. First, I will explain why point groups are needed and why they are useful. I will explain this in this lesson, and later, when we work on a real project, I will also provide more information about point groups. First, let me give a brief explanation. In future projects, when working in AutoCAD Civil 3D on large-scale areas, we will be working with an extremely large number of points. For example, on the screen you currently see 6 points. But in real projects, there will be many more points, often thousands of points, that are imported into AutoCAD Civil 3D and used in the design process. Naturally, when working with such a large number of points, it becomes necessary to organize them into groups to avoid confusion. When points are grouped, and each point is placed into its appropriate group, our work becomes much easier, especially when creating surfaces. For each group, we can assign a specific style and specific labels, which significantly simplifies our workflow in AutoCAD Civil 3D. In the previous lesson, we learned how to create points, how to change their styles, and how to modify their labels. Now let us focus on point groups. To create point groups, we can click New and create a new point group. As you can see, we already have one point group called All Points, which contains all points in the drawing. This group includes every point. Now, suppose we have 6 points, and we want to create 2 or 3 different groups from these points so that we can use them efficiently in future work. To do this, we can select any point. We can also go to Point Group Properties, where we can change the point style and assign a specific style to the group. Alternatively, we can right-click on the Point Groups section and select New. When we do this, a new window opens. Here, we assign a name to the point group. For example, suppose these points represent pits or wells. We can name the group Pit Points. We want these pit points to have a different appearance, meaning they should be displayed with a specific style. Let us select an appropriate style. For example, we can choose the Test Pit style. For labels, we want only the elevation and description to be displayed. Now we have adjusted the style. Next, we need to add points to this group. To do this, we go to the Include tab. As you can see, the Include section is the main area used when creating point groups. In the Include section, the first option is with number matching. What does this mean? If we activate this option and enter point numbers, for example, point 1, point 2, then those points will be grouped together. However, suppose we do not want to use this method and instead want to select points directly from the screen. In that case, we click on Selection from Drawing and manually select which points belong to the pit group. For example, we select point C and point F. After pressing Enter, you can see that the point numbers appear here. In this case, we selected points 4 and 7. If we click Apply or OK, only these 2 points will be grouped. From the Summary section, we can see how many points are included in the group. It shows that the number of points is 2. In the Point List section, we can also see which points are included in the group, along with their elevations and descriptions. After clicking Apply and OK, you can see that a new point group named Pit has been created. Now let us create another group. We have already grouped 2 points. If we select this group, you will see that only those 2 points are selected, and no other points are included. This confirms that these points belong exclusively to that group. Now let us create a new point group again. We click New and name the group Tree. We keep the label style as elevation and description and go to the Include section again. As mentioned earlier, we have multiple methods here. Method 1 is selecting points directly from the screen. Method 2 is elevation matching, where we group points that share the same elevation. For example, we have points at elevations of 100, 200, and 300. If we want to group points at elevation 200, those points are B, E, and F. To do this, we enable elevation matching and enter 200. When we check the point list, we see that points 3, 6, and 7, points B, E, and F, are grouped together. We can also check the summary section, where it shows that the number of points in this group is 3. After clicking Apply and OK, we can see that the styles of these points have also changed because we assigned a specific style to the group. When we select this group, only these grouped points are selected, and no other points are included. Let us create one more point group. We click New again. This time we choose any style, for example, standard or storm sewer manhole. We keep elevation and description as the label style and go to the Include section. So far, we have used 2 methods. Now let me explain the other methods. With name matching groups points that have the same name. With raw description matching groups points that have the same raw description. For example, if we enter A and check the point list, we will see that only one point is grouped, because only one point has that description. There is also full description matching, but since we only use raw description in this case, we use that option instead. In conclusion, we can group points using different methods. We can manually select points from the screen, group points based on identical elevation values, group points with the same names, or group points with the same descriptions. All of these methods will significantly help us in future projects and greatly speed up our workflow.